Okay ma. Sigana 12 class ಇದೆ ನಂಗೆ. I had to take engineering. Okay ma. Sigana. Bye. Bye. Good morning, students. Am I audible? Somebody please respond.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Please enter your USN in the chat box for the attendance sake. Please enter your attendance in the chat box for the attendance sake. Is my screen visible? Somebody please respond.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So, dear students, those who have not entered your USN for attendance sake, kindly enter your USN for the attendance sake. Those who are not entered, please enter. Okay. Okay. So, good afternoon, dear students. We are today we are going to discuss about some of the concepts of data structure. There is a file handling. So the agenda goes like this: file handling. So before we discuss about what is exactly file handling, we should know what is a stream, what is file, and what is line, and what is byte. In fact, C makes use of stream for performing input or output operations on files containing data. So yesterday we have seen variables before that constants. So file is one such data storage component where it stores on your hard disk. It holds the contents, that is data, on your hard disk, secondary storage device. Whereas your variables stores data in RAM, random access memory. Okay, and C makes use of this streams for performing reading of data into the file or writing into the file. So that contains data, and a file can be text stream file or binary stream file. What do you mean by text file? Text file means all the contents that we have in the file is completely text. And what is binary file? So binary file is the file that contains binary information. For example, the image file, the video file, the audio file, or even if you look at the PDF file, your Word file, any file that cannot be opened like text. So all those things, we call it as binary files. And today, text files are very important, as well as the binary files are more important. So binary files, we use lot of binary files. PDF file we do image, we do mp3 files, the audio files, video files, lot of binary files we'll use day to day. And text files very less we use. So as a beginner, you should know how to handle text file very well. The same lines binary files also can be used. Okay, right. So uh, you understood about the file. And what is a stream? Stream is nothing but it's a sequence of data, binary sequence of data, or it's a sequence of bytes organized into lines. And continuous flow of data, continuous stream of data, we call it as stream, continuous flow. And stream is nothing but it is a collection of many lines, and each line contains each characters. So line may have zero or more characters, of course. And in order to work with streams, we have two standard streams. One is standard in, std in is an input stream, and std out is an output stream. Std in, input, input stream in the sense we will read the contents from the file, inputting to the program. So reading the contents. Out, out means writing into the file. So that is, and the figure what you are seeing represents the logical flow of streams, file to stream and stream to lines and lines to bytes. It goes just like that. Now, what all we can do? There are four major operations we can do on files. Either it may be a text file or a binary file. We can do four operations. What are these four operations? Creating a file, new file, opening an existing file, or closing a file, and reading writing information from the file. So this is most important. Even in your mechanical projects, if you are using today, everything is a smart device, IoT, Internet of Things. So every time whenever your mechanical device wants to store or communicate some information, definitely it will make use of this file system. Definitely the same thing, it is being used. And that is the reason data structures are very important. It is closely used with the ongoing technology, current technology it is used. Now, working with file, first thing, before you start file operations or handling the files, first thing that you should know, C program uses a special type of pointer for handling these files, which you call it as file pointer. And using this file pointer, we will do all file related operations. And how to create a file pointer? To create a file pointer, it is very simple. So only thing you have to do is you have to write a file like this and star fptr. You just have to write like this. And this indicates, this statement indicates fptr is a pointer of file type. That is, it is a file pointer. And this file pointer, it is used. And you observe here, anytime if you want to do any operation for this file pointer, you have to open the file. So you open the file, fopen, using a function called fopen. Fopen, open the file. So you have to give the file name to open, and also the entire path also you can give. And the mode, normally file can be opened in read mode, write mode, and append mode. Read mode means to read the contents of the file. Write mode means to write contents into the file. Append mode means already you have some contents. You want to add some more contents. Then you have to add. Sometimes along with the read, write, append, you use a special symbol called B. You can see RB indicates B indicates it is a binary file. It's a binary file. So it's a binary file. That is what you should understand. If you don't give anything, it is automatically treated as a text file. This text file. So this concept you should never forget. This concept you should never forget. So your F open opens the file in write mode or read mode or append mode. And if you add along with the read, write, append B character, then it is a binary file. Now, whenever you open a file in write mode, what happens? First, the file gets created. Then whatever you give, the contents are written into the file. Suppose, sir, if the file is already there and by mistake if I have given the file name, the same file name for writing, in that case, what happens? It will overwrite the already existing contents. If the file is having some contents, the old contents are erased and new contents are written. That's why we make use of W mode. And you want to retain old contents as well as you want to add some new contents, then you go for append mode, that is A mode. So anyhow, all those things, it is very clearly described here. You can see read, write, append mode. And also you can do R plus mode, W plus mode, A plus mode. Whenever you say plus, it is nothing but you can also do, along with reading, you can also do writing. Simultaneously, you can read or write. W also, read or write. A plus, read or append. So you can do. So this plus symbol indicates you can do another operation. If you are reading, you can also write. If you are writing, you can also read. If you are appending, you are also able to read the contents. So that is the thing that you should note. And observe in W, look at W mode, that is write mode. So creates a file if not existing otherwise, and erases the old contents of the file and opens a blank file. This is very, very important. So that's what I told. It creates a new file. If it is already some contents are there, it will erase. So be careful whenever you are writing using W mode. So W mode, when you write, so when you use W mode, you should be very careful because if the old contents are there, it will be erased. So now, reading the file, we understood how to open a file. You have to give the file name, you have to give the mode. That's it. It will open the file. After opening the file, suppose I want to read the contents of the file. I want to read the contents of the file. So there are three ways in which you can do it. The first method is using fgetS. So what happens? It reads uh, contents as a string. Get yes as a string. You can see it reads as a string. And if you don't specify how many characters, what happens? It will read the complete line, new line until the new line character. So you have 5 lines in the file. Just imagine you have a file like this. So this file is having 5 lines. Remember, there are 5 lines in this file. So whenever you read it, first getS, fgetS, it reads the first line, containing first line completely. Next time when you do second line completely, third, it will read the third line completely. Fourth, it will read the next line completely. Fifth, it will read the next line completely. So it reads line by line. Suppose I want to restrict to only 60. So that means it will read only 60 characters. So it will read up to 60 characters. Next time when you give, again next to 60 characters, next to 60 characters, next to 60 characters. So it reads 60 characters by characters. So when you use f get s, and if you specify what is the number of characters, if you don't specify, it will read the complete line. Same way, f is scanf. It reads the contents of the file in specific format. So specific format it will make use, and it will uh, read the contents. And here is one example. See, FP, file pointer, is very important. Everywhere you are doing the read operation using file pointer only. And you have specified the control string. That means the first character, first word is a string. Next, after the space, second word is a string. Third word is a string. And finally, the last word is a decimal, integer. It is integer. You can see first one will be stored in str1, second one will be stored in str2, third one str3, and the fourth one is here. So that is scanf, reading the contents from the file and scanning into the variables. Yes, it is done the same layout. And you can also do a character by character reading. You can also do character by character reading by using get c. And in some books they also write it as f get c. Both are doing the same function, and syntax is also same, f get c or get c. So you have to give the file pointer. So what happens, it reads first character. Next time when you say f get c or get c, it will read the second character, next third character, fourth character, fifth character. So this type of reading of the file, you can do it single character by character. So that is what uh, is all about. That's what it's all about with respect to reading a file. So now let us take one very good example. Let us take an example that normally reads the contents, read the file name from the read the file name from the command line argument. Command line argument, whenever you run a program, along with the program, you can also give input. So that is what you call it as command line arguments. So you can supply the name of the file in the command line itself as an argument, and that will be taken as a file name, and it will find the number of characters in a file. So look at that example. So this is a program that counts number of characters in a file. So for this, what we are doing, we are using the modifying the syntax little bit. You observe the slight modification, and of course the program is available. I have the program link. I just copied. You can see the program link. One second, I'll just copy it. The program link. Program link is available. I just copy the program link. Okay. Right. And I put it in your chat box so that you can also have in your system. But you have to run this program. You have to run this program in Turbo C. Yes. So this is the link for that program. So what is this program? Is you are taking an argument, and you use argc. We'll have the count of how many arguments are there, and argv, that is argument values, are there here in. So now, if number of arguments for running this program, at least you should have two. If it is not equal to 2, then it will display invalid number of arguments and it will return. So that is the thing. Before that, it clears a screen, it reads a character, it declares a character, it has a count that is initialized to 0, and observe here it's a long, it's a nothing but long integer, and you clear the screen. Next, what it is doing, I'm sorry, there is a mistake here. Next, what it is doing is it is reading the first content of the argument. If the first content, you open the file name as first content of the argument and you read the content. If it is null, that is if the file pointer cannot be opened, so then it will display a message cannot be opened. And one second. And if this, I'll remove it. I think by mistake I have typed. Okay, save it. Yeah. And once the file is successfully opened, so what you can do, you can keep on looping it. You can keep on looping it until the character ch becomes end of the file. So at the end of the file, suppose there is a file, remember there is a file. So this is the last file, a character of the file. The last character of the file is referred by a special symbol, which is nothing but end of file. So the last character of the file is referred as EOF, a special symbol, end of line, end of file. So if you are reading all the contents of the file, starting from first line, one by one, character by character, it is reading, it is reading the contents, until the last character. Once it reaches the last character, what you have to do, you have to stop. So until character is not equal to the last character, end of file character. So every time you keep on reading the file and increment the count plus, increment the count, means increment the count. So this will be done, incrementing of counter will be done for all the characters starting from the beginning of the file, till the end of the file. So every time it moves on character by character, so making the count, and finally it will display number of characters in the file or count. This is how it will go on to do. So the same program I have already given in the chat box for your reference. Now the same program I'll be executing and showing it to you. So I just clear the screen. Yeah, I just move yes, I start Turbo C. So the program is already opened, and you can see the program is already it is opened, and this is the program, so which is already opened. Now what I do, I just compile it and make an exe file. Yes, it is already done. So now I have to run it in a command prompt. Okay, so if I say dir, so there is a file called ds3. You can see here ds3.exe. There is a file. So this file ds3.exe. So if I run this, and if I don't give any arguments, it will give invalid number of arguments. So what I do, I had to supply some file name. I'll supply some file name. It is sample.txt. So when I say sample.txt, it will read the contents of the sample.txt. It will find how many characters are there. So there are 19 characters in that particular file. So if I type sample.txt, so you can see my name is Satish. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yes, there are 19 characters in the file. So this is how you can do it. You just give the name of the file after compiling, and the file name you have to submit it along with the command. So it's called command line argument, and this is argv of 0. The ds3.txt is argv, there is a argument value 0, this is argument value 1. So this argument value 1, you are opening a file and reading the contents, and every time you read one character you increment and finally display the incremented value. So that is the logic behind this program, and this is the program that I have taken it from your textbook. So you can see the textbook pages. So same, I have taken it from the textbook. Yeah, the same file, same program. So it is there. Write a program to count number of characters in a file, because they may ask the contents programs from the textbook only. So that's why you should be very careful to work with this textbook, whatever it is there. I think all of you should purchase this textbook. This is around 150, 200 rupees. So kindly purchase this textbook, keep it with you, and keep studying. So in any time, if you get a doubt, so you are free to contact me through WhatsApp. So that's about the program, and let us move back to our uh, PowerPoint slide. Yes. Uh, right. So, all right. I just close it. Right. This was the content. Now, after this, writing a file. So, writing a file is something like you did reading of the file contents. Now writing of the file in the sense you are going to write the contents into the file. For this we use again three functions: putc, printf, fprintf, and puts. What this putc does: putc writes an unformatted character into the file string. Its syntax is like this, and whenever it wants to write, so the example is putc or fputc, the character, whatever the character that you want to write, and you have to write the pointer. The same way fprintf also, just like printf, normal printf will print on the monitor screen. Fprintf will print the contents or write the contents onto the file through this file pointer fp. So you can see that the syntax is very well given, is there. Further, we have fputs. So just like puts function, it will display only strings on the screen, monitor screen. Fputs puts the string contents into the file. So very simple. So you have to give the file content and the file pointer, the string and the file pointer. Once you give the file pointer and string, so what happens, you can able to display the contents of the file, uh, write the contents into the file. So here is another example. In this program, what you are trying to do is you're reading the contents from one file and writing into another file. Very simple. So you are using two file pointers, fp1 and fp2. Look at there, fptr1 and fptr2. So this is for first file, this is for the second file, and your file name is a character and c is single character. Okay, so please enter the file name to read. So file name for reading the contents, and you will take one more file name to write the contents into that. So you read the contents, the file name you give. Using this file name, you open the first file in read mode and you call it as fptr. Once fptr, once you open the contents in open the contents in reading mode, then next is you try to open. If it is having some problem, you display cannot be opened. Next, you read the another file name for writing. So, and open that next file, the another file in write mode. So one file fptr1 is opened for reading. fptr2, it is now you're opening it for writing. And if any problem with the opening of second file, fptr is equal to null, so then the file cannot be opened. You can just straight away exit. If any one file is unable to open, you can exit from the program. So both the files, reading file and writing file, should be successfully opened. So then only you can do further action. Let us imagine both the files are opened without any problem. Now, you read the contents of the first character from the first file. If the file is not equal to end of the file, you keep on reading the contents, writing into, that is put C into file 2. File 1, you read one character, write it the same character to file 2. Read one character, write into second. Read one character, write into second. Read one from write 2. fptr1 for reading, fptr2 for writing. So this process will be continued until the content of fptr reaches the end of the file. That is, file pointer reaches the end of the file. Each time whenever you read the contents, the pointer moves to the next character. Like that, it goes to the last character. That is end of file, last character. And once it reaches the last character, so what happens? While loop will stop. During this process, you're reading the contents from file 1 and you're writing into the other file. So finally, once everything is finished, you display a message, contents copied into the file name. And you close the first file, you close the second file. So that's the logic behind this program. And of course, this program also you can get it. So I'll send the link of this particular program. You can certainly uh, execute this. So in the next, that's all for today's class. In the next class, what we can do, we can discuss about expressions and operators. So with the operators, with the data, we can create expressions, and how to work with operators and expressions in the upcoming class. Now, we have still 6 more minutes time. So anybody wants to ask any doubts, any question, so you can ask. Meanwhile, for the sake of attendance, please enter your USN in the chat box if you are not entered. So that's all for.
Sir, handwritten sir there, sir.
Yeah, ಹೇಳಪ್ಪ. You can ask.
Sir, handwritten notes ಇದೆಯಾ ಸರ್ ಇದ್ರದ್ದು?
ಏನಪ್ಪ?
Handwritten notes ಸರ್ ಇದ್ರದ್ದು.
ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. I'll give the notes. ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ರಿಟನ್ ಕೊಡ್ಲಾ, ಪ್ರಿಂಟೆಡ್ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ಲಾ? ನೀಟಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ವರ್ಡ್ ಫೈಲ್ ಹಾಕಿ ನೀಟಾಗಿ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ರಿಟನ್ ಸಮ್ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಒಂದೊಂದು ವರ್ಡ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ವಾಟ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಡೂ, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಗಿವ್ ದ ನೋಟ್ಸ್.
Okay.
ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಗಿವ್ ದ ನೋಟ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಇಟ್. ಹೆಂಗಿದ್ರು ನೀವು ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ
ಹೌದು ಸರ್.
ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಅದು ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಟು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ರೂಮ್, ಗೂಗಲ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ರೂಮ್. ನಮಗೆ ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅದು. ಓಕೆ
ಸರ್, ನಿಮ್ ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀರಾ ಸರ್ ಒಂಚೂರು?
ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಇದೆ, ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್
ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸರ್ ಈ ಲಿಂಕ್ ನ.
Yeah, I'll share this link. One second.
Okay, sir.
Share it.
Thank you.
So ನೀವು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಸೈಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಏನೇ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಟು ದ ಗೂಗಲ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ರೂಮ್. ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ರೂಮ್ಗೆ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್. ಇವಾಗ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಬಟ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, PPT ಏನಾದ್ರು ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಈ ವಿಡಿಯೋಸ್ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದೆನ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಜಾಯಿನ್ ದ ಗೂಗಲ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ರೂಮ್, ಅಂಡ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಗೂಗಲ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ರೂಮ್ ನೀವು ಲಾಗಿನ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆಮೇಲೆ ಈ ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ದೆನ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಅವೈಲ್.
ಗೂಗಲ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ರೂಮ್ ಲಿಂಕ್
ಅದು ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಈ ಸೈಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಬೋತ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಇಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಇಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇಫ್ ಎನಿ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್ ಯು ಫೀಲ್ ಫ್ರೀ. ಓಕೆ, ಈ ನಾವು ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿದ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ಎದುರು ಬದ್ರು ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೋದಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಬಟ್ ನಾವು ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ವರ್ಚುವಲ್ ಎನ್ವಿರಾನ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಓಕೆ, and tell your friends, those who have taken data structures and algorithms, ಇದು ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಒಂಥರ ರಿವಿಷನ್ ಆದಂಗೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದೆ, ಬಟ್ ರಿವಿಷನ್ ಆದಂಗೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ. ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಟು ನೋ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್. ಸೊ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಮಿಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್. ಅರೌಂಡ್ 86 ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ 48. Yesterday it was 57 something. So even then it is very less. I am from MCA department. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನೋಡಿ ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ MCA ಅಂತ ಲೋಗೋ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ 90% ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. 100 ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ 90 ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. 50 ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅರೌಂಡ್ 45 to 48 ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅರೌಂಡ್ 80ಗೆ ಐ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಲ್ 80 ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. So kindly tell if I don't know who is CR and all. So nimmal ನೀವು ಮಾತಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿ. So the effort what I am putting, it is for all 80 students and they should get benefited. And every time these are all the topics that is going to be helpful in your placement activity also. Okay, ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದೆಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಠ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಎನಿ ಟೈಮ್. ಓಕೆ, ವೆನೆವರ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸಮ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್, ಡೋಂಟ್ ಫೀಲ್ ಹೆಸಿಟೇಟೆಡ್. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಮೀ, ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮೀ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ದೆನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಸೆಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್. ಯಾ,
ನಾವು ಡಿಪ್ಲೊಮಾ ಬಂದಿರೋ ಸರ್ ಒಂದ್ ಜರ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗತ್ತರ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿತ್ತು ಸರ್ ನಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದೇ ಸರ್ ಓದಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಈ ತರದ್ದು.
ಓದಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಲ್ವಾಪ ಒಂದ್ಸಲ?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಓದಿಲ್ಲ ನಾವು.
ಹಂಗಂದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನೀವು
ಸರ್ ನಾವು
ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಡಿಪ್ಲೊಮಾ ಹುಡುಗರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು. ನೀವು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ ಅನ್ನ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅರೌಂಡ್ 100 rupees, 150 rupees ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ನಿಮ್ ಊರಲ್ಲೂ ಸಿಗ್ಬೋದು. ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ದೇರ್ ಇನ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಅವೈಲೇಬಲ್. ಇದೇನು ಅಂತ ಬುಕ್
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೀದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದು ಸರ್, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ.
ಹೌದಾ? ನೋಡಿಯಪ್ಪ, ಆ ಬುಕ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ನೀವು ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಗೆ ಬರಕ್ ಮುಂಚೆ
PDF ಏನಾದ್ರು ಇದೆಯಾ ಸರ್?
ಇದನ್ನ ನಾನೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ನಾನು ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಫೋಟೋ ತಗೊಂಡು ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. PDF ಫೈಲ್ ತರ ಯಾವ್ದು ಇಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ. ಅಂಡ್ ಐ ಸರ್ಚ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಗೂಗಲ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅವೈಲಬಲ್. It is not available. So there are only two options. Either you take the book, buy the book, and it is really helpful. ನಿಮ್ ಮುಂದೆ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಈ ಪುಸ್ತಕ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ, ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ನಾನು ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ. ಒಂದು ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಮುಗಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಈ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ರಿಟನ್ ಗಿಂತ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ನೀಟಾಗಿ ವರ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟೈಪ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೀಟಾಗಿ ಅರೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಓದಿ, ಯಾವಾಗಾದ್ರೂ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಫ್ರೀಲಿ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮೀ. ಕಾಲೇಜ್ಗೂ ಬರ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 1 or 2 days ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಕಮ್ ಟು ಕಾಲೇಜ್, ಫೇಸ್ ಟು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಎಸ್ ಪಾ. ಡಿಪ್ಲೊಮಾ ಹುಡುಗರಿಗೆ ಐ ನೋ ಮೆನಿ ಡಿಪ್ಲೊಮಾ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಬಾಬಾ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಷ್ಟ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಚಾಲೆಂಜ್. ಈಗ ಸಿ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕಲ್ತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕೆರಿಯರ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Okay, pa, that's all. It is less than 1 minute. If anybody has not given your USN in the chat box, please type in. Thank you. Stay safe. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.